And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
God speaks for the first time. Having begun with chaos, he now begins to impose order. If we were writing the Bible today, we would enclose God's first remark in quotation marks, thus, "Let there be light," and this is indeed done in contemporary translations such as the Revised Standard Version. At the time the King James Version was prepared, quotation marks had not yet come into use, and they have been omitted from all later editions of that version. Nor can I bring myself to insert quotation marks with the same careless shrug with which I omit the italicizations. Quotation marks would somehow alter the flavor of a book which, together with Shakespeare, represents the supreme achievement of the English language, and this I am not willing to do. The writers of Genesis will have no aspect of order coexistent with God, not even light. The quintessential symbol of order as darkness is the symbol of chaos. Even light must be created or it cannot exist, and God creates it. There are two places in the scientific view of the beginning of things as they now are where the command, "Let there be light," might seem to have an application. First, consider the formless, chaotic mass of dust and gas slowly collapsing on the way to the formation of the solar system. As the mass collapses inward, its energy of motion is converted into heat, and the center of the whole, where the gathering matter is densest, grows hotter and hotter. The temperature rises into the thousands of degrees and, eventually, into the millions of degrees. As the heat at the center rises, the atoms of which the matter is composed move more and more quickly, and smash into each other in random collisions with greater and greater force. The outer shells of electrons boil off and are smashed off. The bare nuclei at the centers of the atoms smash into each other without being impeded by intervening electrons, and fuse with each other into more complex nuclei. This nuclear fusion produces a great deal of energy that is in part converted into electromagnetic radiation that streams out from the central regions of the cloud, which has now condensed into the sun. The electromagnetic radiation streaming out from the sun in all directions we can detect, in part, as light. In short, as the cloud condenses to form the sun, there comes a point when the sun ignites with a central nuclear fire and begins to shine. At that point, the sun turns on, perhaps quite rapidly, and it is as though there was the command of, "Let there be light." Secondly, there is an earlier and even more dramatic point at which we might view the command as having been given. The solar system was formed nearly 5 billion years ago, and the galaxy, of which it forms part, billions of years before that. The galaxy, however, is only one vast conglomeration of stars among many others like itself. There may be, in the universe, as many as 100 billion different galaxies, each containing many billions, or, in some cases, trillions, of stars. In the 1920s, it was discovered that these galaxies exist in clusters that are receding from each other. It was found to be consistent with Einstein's general theory of relativity, advanced in 1916, that the universe was steadily expanding. This means that, in the future, the universe will be larger than it is now and that the matter within it will be spread out more thinly. It also means that, in the past, the universe was smaller than it is now and that the matter within it was less spread out. In fact, if we look far enough back in time, we can imagine a period when all the matter in the universe was clumped together into a single body. The first to propose this was the Belgian astronomer and Catholic priest, Georges Lemaitre, in 1927. Calling the single body that existed at the beginning the cosmic egg, he suggested that its explosion led to the formation of the universe as we now know it, and that the galactic clusters recede from each other as part of the effect of that long-ago explosion. Since Lemaitre's time, astronomers have done their best to figure out what the cosmic egg was like, and what the stages of its explosion were like. If we imagine the universe running backward in time, then we see all the galaxies coming together, and the effect is just that of the matter in a cloud of dust and gas coining together. The center grows hot. Just as the sun grew hot as it formed forward in time, so the cosmic egg must grow hot as it forms backward in time. The heat of the sun, which resulted from the contraction of just one star's worth of matter, is nothing at all compared to the heat of the cosmic egg formed from the contraction of the matter making up a billion trillion stars. The cosmic egg was therefore inconceivably hot. Suppose we begin with this superhot cosmic egg and imagine time flowing forward again. The cosmic egg explodes in the largest conceivable explosion, the Big Bang, and its fragments are at first entirely too hot for matter, as we know it, to exist. Initially, the products formed in the explosion are energy. In tiny fractions of a second, the temperature dropped precipitously, and the universe became cool enough to form certain fundamental particles of matter. Today, however, the universe is too cool to allow these particles to exist. A full second after the Big Bang, the temperature of the universe had dropped to 10 billion degrees, about what it is at the center of the largest stars, and the ordinary subatomic particles we know today came into existence. Later, ordinary atoms formed. It is rather dramatic to imagine that, "Let there be light," marked the Big Bang and the initial period of energy dominance. Light, after all, is a form of energy. In fact, we might paraphrase the first 3 verses of Genesis as follows to make them fit the scientific view of the beginning of the universe. To begin with, 15 billion years ago, the universe consisted of a structureless cosmic egg which exploded in a vast outpouring of energy. There are some points that must be made, though. The cosmic egg may be structureless, as far as we know, but it apparently represented a very orderly conglomeration of matter. Its explosion represented a vast shift in the direction of disorder, and ever since, the amount of disorder in the universe has been increasing. Scientists have invented the term entropy, which, among other things, is a measure of the amount of disorder in a system. Within the vast shift toward disorder involved in the Big Bang and the expansion of the universe, it is possible for there to be local shifts in the direction of order, so that the galaxies can form, and within them individual stars, including our Sun. Earth can form along with the Sun, and on Earth there can be a growth of complexity, and order to form life, and for that life to evolve. The existence of the cosmic egg is, itself, something of an anomaly. If the general movement of the universe is from order to disorder, how did the order, which presumably existed in the cosmic egg, originate? Where did it come from? It is tempting to suppose that we can expand on the biblical account for the answer. The Spirit of God, moving upon the face of the deep, chaos, collected all the matter of the universe into an ultimately compressed cosmic egg, cosmos, and then allowed it to explode into energy, let there be light, cool down into matter in the universe as we know it, and then run downhill according to the laws of nature, also designed by God, until it is chaos again.